Stop. Think about the last time you heard a song and your foot just started moving. You didn't decide to do that, it just happened. Why? Why does sound make your body move? And more importantly, when did this start? Because the answer goes back way further than you think. Let's talk about ancient humans and dancing, and why it might be one of the most important things we ever did. First, let's set the scene. It's 40,000 years ago. You're an ancient human. You have no Netflix, no phone, no social media. Your entire life is hunting things that want to kill you, not freezing to death and trying to figure out what's safe to eat. Life is genuinely brutal, and yet, somehow, you're dancing around a fire with your whole community. Why? Because dancing wasn't entertainment, it was survival. Here's what most people don't realize. Ancient humans danced for very specific reasons, and none of them were because they heard a banger and couldn't help themselves. The first reason was coordination. When you're hunting a mammoth, a literal giant angry elephant with tusks, you need your whole group moving together perfectly. One person goes left, one right, someone cuts off the escape route. Mess up the coordination and someone dies. So ancient humans practiced this coordination through dance. They literally rehearsed hunting movements around the fire at night. The rhythm, the timing, the synchronization, all of it prepared them for the next day's hunt. Dancing was basically ancient humans going to the gym, except the gym could kill you. The second reason was social bonding. Here's something fascinating. When humans move together in rhythm, walking, clapping, dancing, something happens in the brain. It releases oxytocin. That's the bonding chemical, the same one that makes you feel close to people you love. So when an entire tribe danced together, they weren't just having fun. They were chemically bonding with each other, building trust, building loyalty. The people you dance with feel like your people. Ancient humans figured this out without knowing any of the science. They just knew, when we dance together, we feel closer. And in a world where your survival depends entirely on your tribe, feeling close to your tribe might be the most important thing of all. The third reason was communication. This one is wild. Dancing and rhythmic movement actually predates language. Humans were dancing before they had words, before grammar, before sentences. When you couldn't say, "I'm scared," or "I'm happy," or "something is coming," you moved. You expressed it with your body. Dance was the original language. The body said what the mouth couldn't yet. Now let's talk about how they actually danced, because this is where it gets interesting. Ancient humans didn't have choreography. Nobody was teaching them steps. What they had was rhythm. A drum, basically just hitting something repeatedly, and a fire. And around that fire, people moved, stomping feet, clapping hands, swaying bodies. The movements were repetitive, rhythmic, and hypnotic. And that wasn't accidental. Repetitive rhythmic movement does something very specific to the human brain. It puts you into a trance-like state. Your brainwaves actually change. You become less aware of yourself as an individual and more aware of yourself as part of a group. The boundaries between me and us start to blur. Ancient humans used this deliberately. Before a battle, they danced, not because it was fun, but because it dissolved fear and replaced it with collective courage. You stop being a scared individual and start being part of something bigger, an army, a tribe, an unstoppable group. This is why war dances exist in almost every ancient culture. The Maori haka, Viking battle rituals, Native American war dances, African warrior dances, all of them doing the same thing, using rhythm and movement to chemically prepare a group of humans for something terrifying. It works. Modern science has confirmed it. Synchronized movement increases pain tolerance, increases risk tolerance, and makes people more willing to sacrifice for the group. Ancient humans discovered this tens of thousands of years ago without a single study, just by noticing that when we dance before battle, we fight better. And then there's the spiritual side. Ancient humans danced to communicate with things they couldn't understand: thunder, death, disease, a bad harvest. They had no explanation for these things, so they danced. They offered their movement to whatever forces controlled the world. Every ancient religion, every single one, had ritual dance at its core. Now back to your foot that started moving when you heard that song. Why does that happen? Because your brain is ancient. Underneath all the modern stuff, the language, the logic, the Netflix passwords, there is a very old brain that responds to rhythm the same way it always has. Rhythm means group. Group means safety. Safety means good. Your body moves because for hundreds of thousands of years, moving to rhythm meant you were with your people, and being with your people meant you were going to survive the night. Dancing also does something remarkable to mental health. It reduces cortisol, that's the stress hormone. It increases dopamine and serotonin. It improves memory. It's one of the only activities that activates every single part of the brain simultaneously. Motor function, rhythm processing, emotional response, social awareness, memory. Neurologists call it a total brain workout. Ancient humans had no idea about any of this. They just knew after we dance, everyone feels better. There's also evidence that dancing helped ancient humans process grief. When someone died, they danced, not because they were celebrating, but because moving together in loss somehow made the loss bearable. The shared rhythm of grief, the body processing what the mind couldn't. Here's something that should genuinely blow your mind. Every single culture on Earth developed dance independently. No copying, no sharing, no influence. Completely separate civilizations on completely separate continents all arrived at the exact same conclusion. Move your body to rhythm together. Ancient Egyptians took this so seriously that doctors actually prescribed dancing as medicine. Feeling anxious? Dance. Grieving? Dance. Sick? Dance. They had no idea why it worked, but it did. So why did ancient humans start dancing? The honest answer is we don't know the exact moment it began. The oldest direct evidence is cave paintings in India dating back about 9,000 years showing figures dancing. But dancing almost certainly goes back much further, maybe 300,000 years or more. We just don't have evidence because bodies don't fossilize. Movement leaves no bones. Next time you're at a wedding or a concert or a party and someone drags you onto the dance floor and you say, "I don't dance," just know, you do dance. You've always danced. Your ancestors danced around fires before your species even had a name for what they were doing. It's in you somewhere. Maybe a little rusty, but it's there. If this made you think about something you never thought about before, subscribe. See you next time.